Mr. Happy Living here, and I'm happy to be broadcasting from WITV7 in the beautiful Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, USA. Hey friends, take a minute with me right now and just imagine how great you'd feel living the unique and distinct life you were put on this planet to live, doing work you love, with people you love, in places you love, and all the while creating something of real value to others. That's what I call a life of significance, and I can tell you it makes a very happy life. And so can Elizabeth West. She's my guest star today, and she's here to share her unique and distinct journey to her life of significance. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a delight to come on the show. And thank you for all of your wonderful work you're doing.
Wonderful. So just take a minute and tell us what you're doing these days to make your mark of significance on the world.
I am the CEO of EWC Consulting, and what I do is my team and I help students with their path of getting admitted to college, and we really focus on getting them into colleges that fit them. So we really guide them through the process. And I just have to tell you, Matt, I'm so honored to work with these families and these students because this is such an amazing time in their lives.
Mhm.
Some of these students are artists, others are very technical in nature. They're computer scientists and engineering students, but each one has that sparkle in their eye of potential. And I just love being there for it.
Yeah, I bet that's a great time of life. So let's have a little bit of fun with mathematics since you're in the business of college to let our friends all around the world get to know you through our happy formula. It's a simple equation, but it gets powerful results. It's capacity plus purpose equals happy. So let's start with capacity. What are your practices for building your personal capacity, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, financial, emotional? In other words, Elizabeth, what do you do on a regular basis to create the capacity you need to take really good care of yourself and your loved ones and still have plenty left over to be a giver to others?
Well, I meditate every day after lunch. And the reason is I have a lot of ideas. I tend to be really high energy. And sometimes I just need to let that energy go down a little bit and really focus. So I like to meditate every day. I also like to do yoga and get my mind straight from the very beginning of the day. My husband and I are starting to take walks in the woods outside of our neighborhood. And we just have the best talks on these
Mhm.
walks. And so, yeah, just taking care of yourself and being good to yourself.
Very good. Well, let's explore one of my favorite capacity building concepts that I call a Kaizen state of mind. It's this beautiful Japanese idea that small incremental improvements add up over time to yield great big results. I love it because it's based on mindset, not circumstance. Kaizening life is knowing that there's always something I can do better tomorrow than today. It's optimistic and it creates this gentle, powerful, continuous uplifting of my life day after day after day. So, Elizabeth, how does Kaizening your life help you increase your personal capacity to continuously become more so you can continuously give more?
I am a teacher at heart. And so we're always trying to be better. We're always trying to refine our lessons and make things better for students. So in my business, I have a goal to have scholarship students and to help those students that may not be able to afford our services. And I also want to donate scholarship money to our local high schools. I'm getting there. I'm building and I'm growing, but I have one scholarship student now and whom I love to work with, and I'm doing local high school sponsorships. So I guess it's kind of like that philosophy of little by little, I'm building that big idea.
Yeah, one day at a time, one step at a time, and the more capacity you build, that gives you excess capacity, and then you can use it for all kinds of reasons, including giving scholarships. All right, let's move on to purpose, the second element of the happy formula. And Elizabeth, I've observed that the real big life transformations and discovery of purpose often come from devastation. Addiction, abuse, disease, death, disaster, something awful strips a life to its core and creates a great big change. However, in my book, Turning Inspiration into Action, I share the transformational process that I've used to discover my purpose using inspiration. So how about you, Elizabeth? Was there a specific moment or an event or a crisis or an inspiration that revealed to you the purpose you were meant to live?
Yes, absolutely. I had to think about this, and I was in fifth grade,
Hmm.
and there was a teacher that everyone was afraid of, and I was afraid of her as well. And, one day I looked at her and I thought, well, you're being mean, but maybe it's because you don't feel loved. And so I chose to show her that she was loved. I walked up to her. I was quaking in my boots because I was scared of her. I placed my hand on her hand and I said, I really like you. And I gave her a hug. And I swear, and it might be just me remembering it this way, but I swear the next day she was different and
Hmm.
she was laughing with kids and she was responding to us. And I just learned from that moment that kindness is powerful and it changes things. And kindness really does heal people.
That's awesome. Um, and how did that change your life? How did that was what
So
happened after that in your life? The teacher.
right,
Yeah.
right. So I was so young, right?
Hmm.
So I remember that every time that I deal with somebody that's a bit challenging
Hmm.
and I think, they need a little kindness. That's all there is. And it's not easy being kind. Kindness is not always easy. I tell that to my kids. But it's my mission and it's our mission as a family to be kind to people.
I like it. So I know you had a very long career. You wanted to be a journalist. I think I understand. That turned into a long career in college and college admissions and teaching. And then after decades, you decided to switch from being an employee to being an entrepreneur. What was the catalyst? What caused that major change in your life?
Well, I really felt like people were getting the wrong information when it came to college. And even just within my friend group, I kept hearing all of these admissions myths. And I thought, uh, this can't happen because I really wanted to be in the mix and I wanted to help them. So I started my business and it was a side hustle. Absolutely. And it grew to a full-time position. And I just love and I'm honored to work with these families and students because I want to be the one that is guiding them in the right direction.
What was the process like when you decided to take your last paycheck and go cold turkey? A
Oh,
lot
I
of
was
a lot of our listeners, have ideas of what they want to do, and there's a great big fear in giving up what's secure for what's insecure. So, what was that moment like, and how did you overcome the fear?
Well, the thing was, I am very, very lucky to have such a supportive husband. And I just said to him, I really feel like I need to go in this direction. I love teaching my students. I love the college that I'm working at, but I just feel like I'm being pulled to this and it makes me so happy. And he was supportive, my family was supportive, and I thought, even if one person said, well, you might want to think, um but everyone was on board because it felt like it was something that I was meant to do.
How long had it been brewing?
Oh my gosh. So we started in 2019 and I went full time in 2021.
And when did you first start thinking about this idea?
Oh, ever
Over
since,
years and years?
yes, yes, at least 14 years. I mean, it was a long time. I always knew I wanted to get back into admissions
Yeah,
because I loved it.
yeah. Very good. All right, Elizabeth, let's take a quick break so our sponsor can spread a little love with our listeners. If you have more ideas than actions, if you have more promises than change, if you're ready for the life you are meant to live, then TI2A is the book for you. And we're back, and this is the Something Significant Show, and I'm your happy host, Matt Gersper. And my special guest star today is Elizabeth West. She provides expert college guidance with an insider's perspective to help guide students through the admissions process and helping them decide the right path for college for them. And Elizabeth, I love this article I found on lifescience.com. It's called The Science Behind the Power of Giving. And it says the act of giving itself can be a gateway to discovering your reason for being on this planet. It tells how science supports the notion that giving one's time and talents and treasures is a powerful pathway for discovering purpose and transcending difficulties and finding fulfillment and meaning in life. So I've updated our formula. Capacity plus purpose plus giving equals really happy. So what do you think, Elizabeth? Have you found in your experience that giving your time and your talents and your treasure has been a pathway for discovering your purpose and for transcending difficulties that you've faced and for bringing real meaning into your life?
Oh, absolutely. And I loved this article because I really identified with the with the term helper's high, because I really do think that when you help people, when you help animals, when you help children, it does give back so much to you. And I have a couple of just brief stories. My kids and I volunteered this past weekend to benefit and support a dog rescue in our area.
What are your kids' names?
They're John and Colleen West.
Now John and Colleen's on the air.
Yes, they'll love it. We all fell in love with this puppy named Turtle. And and these kids are, sullen teenagers, they didn't want to go. And when we left that day, it was like the glow on both of their faces. And my son, who's 16, looked at me and said, "Mom, that was the best." And I thought, oh, we're going to do more of that. But yeah, I used to require my students at Central Piedmont Community College to do service learning in our class, and we would all go to the crisis assistance ministry or somewhere, and we would give of our time and talent, and it changed people. It was wonderful.
Yep, and that's the thing. It doesn't have to be giving money. When you were a fifth grader, you gave kindness. And so we all have something to give, and the science says it actually is good for us. And I couldn't agree more. I just love the wonderful feeling that comes from the fourth element of significance, doing work, doing things that create value for others. I've learned over and over the magic of life comes not from getting more, but from giving more. Yeah. But there's more to it than that. It's not just the giving that's magical. Elizabeth, what I've been exploring and learning and living to is it's when you're giving from living in your purpose. That's where you find the real magic.
Absolutely.
So tell us, how does it feel to be happily living your entrepreneurial life and giving to others through the work you were put on this planet to do, and the people around you have taken notice? Elizabeth, just sit back, open your heart, and enjoy listening to the impact you're making on others by giving from the life you were meant to live. First person says, Elizabeth obviously knows the details and mechanics of college search, but her true secret sauce is her approach and demeanor. She has a way of making a very stressful process fun and enjoyable for both students and families. She's simply meant to do this work. Very personalized, genuinely supportive, exceptional, amazing, attentive, organized, warm, calming, compassionate, knowledgeable, personable, kind, a godsend. We couldn't have done it without her. So helpful during this very stressful time. She really gets me. She knows what I need and what I want. This student said in some of the emails she would give me tips or inform me of ways that I could improve my application. These small things are what made my time with Mrs. West so valuable. Her approach informs both parents and students how to prepare for success while also setting realistic expectations. She takes the pressure and stress out of the admissions process. Thank goodness I have Elizabeth West to guide me, my daughter and me through the complicated journey of applying to college. And finally, we just love her. So Elizabeth, how does all that make you feel?
I could cry. I mean, that is just so kind. And I am so grateful. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's wonderful. Profound joy. I mean, just profound joy.
Yep, and that's it. That's the magic, folks. It makes this great big happy circle. Giving your time and talents and treasures is a powerful pathway for discovering purpose. But then giving from living in your purpose brings a profound joy to your life and to the lives of those around you. So giving leads to purpose, and giving from purpose leads to joy. So to more properly reflect the exponential power of the happy formula, I've got to tweak it just a little bit more, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Capacity times purpose times giving equals happy to the third power, and that's really, truly, deeply happy. Does that sound about right to you?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very good. All right, let's wrap things up with the lightning round. I love the power of words and the capacity for really good quotes to change a person's life. So I'm going to read a few of my favorites, and then you tell me what they mean to you. First thing that comes to your mind, Elizabeth, because we call this a lightning round. Okay, here we go. From Shunru Suzuki. You're perfect just as you are, and you could use a little improvement.
Yeah, we can always benefit from getting better, but it's not because you're bad. It's because we can always improve.
Yep, accept yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
From Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined.
Yes. So I love Thoreau. Basically, your imagination, you're only constricted by the bounds of your imagination, and your imagination should be limitless.
Yeah, good stuff. From Martin Luther King Jr. Intelligence plus character, that's the goal of true education.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times my work is character building with young people, as well as just helping them with college.
Very good. One of my own. The more you say no to what you don't want, the more time, energy, and resources you have to dedicate to the things that matter most to you.
Ooh, boundaries. I have to work on boundaries. But I do absolutely believe that. And, I think to that point, don't let anybody steal your joy. I tell our kids that all the time.
From Zig Ziglar. Hope is born when you understand this. You have the power to make things better or worse, and the choice is yours.
Oh, I love that. Yes. Because you wake up in the morning and you can wake up a miserable person, or you can wake up a happy person, and it's all within your power.
It's a choice. From Goff, this is a show anchor. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now.
Yes, absolutely. Don't wait. And I don't think I waited. I think my purpose showed itself to me very early, and I've been doing some level of that throughout my life. So act on your purpose.
Act on your purpose. Very good. And now, folks, it's your turn to act on your purpose too. If you can hear my voice and you were inspired by today's show with Elizabeth West, please share some love with our brilliant broadcast team by giving what you can to WITV7. They're a 501c3 charity on a mission to educate, empower, and encourage. They do good works with your kindness. Elizabeth, I love how you've leveraged decades of insider experience in college admissions to help students reach their next and best level of education. And I admire your mission for helping students become successful and to feel as if they belong at the college of their choice. and I'm super happy that you've shared your inspirational insider insights on our show today. Will you please take a minute or two and share any parting remarks you'd like to leave with our audience?
Well, it was an absolute pleasure. And I've got to tell you, just having this program focusing on joy, passion, and the good and positive aspects of life. Wow, we just got out of an election, right? And so I love to see. Not, yeah, not yet. We're still there. Yes, that's right. That's right. But I love to see how you inspire people to give and receive joy. And I think I just appreciate your program, appreciate your mission. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, Elizabeth. And I also want to thank WITV7 for hosting and promoting our show so we can keep interviewing inspiring guests like Elizabeth and reaching folks just like you, ready to create your own extraordinary lives. And most especially, thank you, viewers and listeners. You'll find links to websites and social media and all things Elizabeth West. Find her, friend her, check out her services, listen to her podcast, The Admissions Club with Elizabeth West, and subscribe to her newsletter too. It's all available at ncewc.com. That's NC for North Carolina, EW for Elizabeth West, and C for consulting.com. ncewc.com. From me to you, dear friends, I love you and I want you to be really, truly, deeply happy too. So go to happyliving.com and take our happy quiz. Because when you measure your happy, you'll focus attention on it. And focusing attention on it inspires change and learning and improvement, all to flow right into your life. And once you take the quiz, and it only takes a minute, then I hope you'll give some thought about what you and I can do together to improve the happy of your world, one person at a time. Till next time, I'm Matt Gersper. You are awesome, and this is the Something Significant Show. And we're out.